Can you figure out someone's salary by how they look and what they know?
Tonight, these 7 people will need to use their intuition, their wit, and their powers of observation to match the person to the paycheck. Hey everyone, I'm Dalton Ross, and welcome to Paycheck, the show that dares to ask, how much do you make? Good evening, employees. Well, I'll call you employees because for this next hour, you work for me, all right? But if you do your job and you can match the people to the paychecks, someone's going to walk out of here with $100,000. Not too shabby for one day's work, right? Not too bad. All right. None of you have met, so let's start with some introductions. And why don't you give us your name and where you spent your last vacation?
Hi, Dalton. My name is Barbara, and I've spent my last vacation camping in Ontario, Canada.
My name is Kevin, and I spent my last vacation at the Buffalo Wing Festival in Buffalo, New York.
Sounds delicious.
My name is Veronica, and I spent my last vacation with my 4 sisters in Mexico.
Great, Veronica.
My name is Matt, and I spent my last vacation having a romantic getaway with my girlfriend in Paris.
My name is Robin, and I spent my last vacation visiting my sister in Barcelona.
My name is Scott, and I spent my last vacation in Costa Rica rafting and ziplining.
My name is Golda, and I spent my last vacation in Key West, Florida.
You guys have each now revealed a fact about yourselves, but they'll certainly not be the last clues you'll give away. Now take a good look at the 6 people standing around you, because these are the folks that are standing in between you and $100,000. They've each chosen a personal style and wardrobe to wear here, and it could convey a certain economic status, or it might be meant to throw other people off the scent. Now, only by carefully studying your new coworkers will one of you have a chance to walk away tonight with a $100,000 paycheck. All right? All right, in round 1, we'll begin by asking you questions on a variety of topics that we've chosen. Now, there's no penalty for a wrong answer, but each response you give, right or wrong, may tip off other employees as to how much you earn. For a right answer this round, you'll make the weekly paycheck of tonight's lowest earner, which is $433, or $22,500 a year. Veronica, I'm going to start by putting you on the spot. Do you think you can match the person to the paycheck? Who's making $22,500 a year?
Scott.
The man looks impeccably dressed. Why are you going with Scott, Veronica?
Because his pants are not ironed.
Really? Is that a fatal wardrobe flaw for Scott? I don't know.
I might have done it purposely.
All right.
You know, to throw you off the track.
So let's put 2 minutes on the clock, guys. The questions start right now. Best known for writing instruments, what company shares its name with the highest mountain in France? Yes, Barbara.
Mont Blanc.
Correct. What iconic American beer has a born-on date printed on every bottle? Yes, Robin.
Budweiser?
Budweiser. All Things Considered is a weekday news program that airs on what network? Barbara.
National Public Radio.
NPR, of course. Made popular by Michael Milken, what trashy term refers to bonds that are less than investment grade? Yes.
Junk bonds?
That's correct, Golda. The House of Louis Roederer produces what well-known brand of champagne? Yes, Matt.
Moet?
I'm sorry, that's wrong. It's Cristal. Kookaburra wings are an Aussie-tizer at what restaurant chain? Kevin.
Outback Steakhouse.
Outback Steakhouse is correct. The character that Meryl Streep plays in the film The Devil Wears Prada is widely believed to be based on what editor of Vogue magazine? Barbara.
Anna Wintour.
Absolutely. The Joan Rivers Classic Collection of Jewelry is sold on what cable television channel? Yes, Matt.
QVC.
QVC. On March 2nd, 2005, the New York Stock Exchange closing bell was rung by Vince Neil and fellow members of what heavy metal band? Scott.
Megadeth.
Absolutely incorrect. Motley Crue.
Less than 30 seconds left.
What former spokesman worked with Colonel Sanders before he founded the Wendy's restaurant chain? Matt.
Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas. The Sophia and Sportage are 2 of the models produced by what car maker? Matt.
Kia.
Kia is correct. In 2007, what department store chain changed its slogan from "It's all inside" to "Every day matters"? Yes, Barbara.
J.C. Penney's.
J.C. Penney. That is time. Our opening round is in the bank, and Barbara is in the lead with a whopping $1,732.
Scott, Veronica, you need to pick things up as we head into the next round.
Let's get back into it, guys, because it's time to pump up the volume for round 2. Now, at the end of this round, the employee with the lowest score will be eliminated and start our unemployment line. Questions are now worth the weekly paycheck of our next lowest earner, $635. That equals $33,000 a year. And Golda, it's time to put you on the spot. Do you think you can match the person to that paycheck? Who's making $33,000 a year?
It's a tough one, but I would think maybe Robin, only because she looks kind of young and like she might still be at an entry-level position.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll find out. We'll give you the topics, and this time you choose where you want to go. And here are your choices. Job, showbiz, travel, hobbies, finance, products, food, and school. All right, now here's the catch, though. If you answer incorrectly, I'll ask you to reveal a fact about yourself. And make no mistake, that's not a request, that's an order. All right? And remember also that the topics you choose may give a clue to your fellow coworkers as to where you fit on the pay scale. So please keep that in mind. All right, Veronica and Scott, I cannot help but pity you and your ridiculously low scores. You guys look like you need all the help you can get. We drew cards backstage, and Scott, that person was you, so I'm going to let you pick the first category.
All right. Let's start off with number 1, job.
Okay, job. To determine the amount of taxes withheld from his paycheck, an employee must fill out what federal form? Yes, Kevin.
A W-2.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It's a W-4, Kevin. Oh. Coming up short on that one. Not so good with the financial game. Maybe giving up a little clue there, but unfortunately, now you got to give up another one. Kevin, tell us a little something about yourself.
My favorite movie is Glengarry Glen Ross, and I drink a cup of coffee every day.
All right, so the man obviously knows his ABCs. Always be closing, right? Matt, does that tell you anything at all about Kevin?
Glengarry Glen Ross is an interesting movie to have as your favorite. That might lead me to believe that he's somewhat artsy theater related.
Kevin, the good news is you get to pick the next category, so where do you want to go?
Well, since my man Matt thinks I'm in the theater, I'll go with showbiz.
Okay, he's going to go with showbiz. And here's your question. Calvin Brodus Jr. is the given name of what rap star? Over there, Scott.
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Snoop Doggy Dogg is absolutely correct. Very good, Scott. You getting some money right there? Barbara, you're smiling over there. Why are you smiling?
I just love his taste in music.
Yeah, you a big Snoop fan?
Oh, absolutely. He's right behind Motley Crue for me.
Yeah, you in the crew? Robin, what do you make of Scott chiming in with the Snoop Dogg and throwing some sort of gang set or something in there? I'm not sure what that was.
Well, obviously he's more of a hip-hop fan than a 80s metal fan, so...
Like you.
Right? Well, we'll see.
Scott, the good news is you got the board, so you get to choose the next category. What's it going to be?
Okay, I'm into finance, but you know what? Some say it's a hobby of mine, but I'll stick with finance.
All right, and here's the question. Microsoft and Yahoo are both listed on what stock market? Robin.
NASDAQ?
NASDAQ's correct. Kevin, Robin coming through with the NASDAQ.
Yeah, I mean, I figured her for like being a waiter or something, but I don't know. I don't see her ringing the bell at the stock exchange, so.
Well, hey, if Vince Neil can do it, anyone can do it, all right? Let's be honest. Not only do you get some money, but you have control of the board. What category would you like to do next?
Travel.
Travel. Okay. The resort town of Banff is located in what Canadian province? Yes, Kevin.
I'm going to go with Ontario.
I'm sorry, Kevin, that is incorrect. It's Alberta. Alberta is the correct answer. So, Kevin, unfortunately, you get no money, and even worse, you're going to reveal another clue about yourself.
I eat out every meal, every day.
Every meal, every day. Golda. That's a commitment. That's a commitment Kevin's making to eating out. And what does that say to you about the kind of money he might make to be able to afford that?
It could mean that he, has enough money to be buying really great meals for every meal, or he could be eating 3 meals at, all fast food. I have a feeling it's going more toward better food. Just a hunch.
What do you think, Veronica? Veronica, what do you think Kevin's going out to eat? 21 times a week.
I think he's eating healthily because he has a healthy appearance.
Kevin, you got the answer wrong, but you do have control of the board, so where would you like to go?
Let's take it back to school.
All right, let's take it back to school. In 2006, after Lawrence Summers made controversial remarks about women's abilities in science, he resigned as president of what university? Yes, Matt.
Harvard.
Harvard is correct. Very good, Matt. All right, Scott. Matt just took you guys to school on that question about Harvard. So what does that tell you about Matt here?
Maybe he's a nerd, Dalton.
Maybe he's a nerd. Let me ask you the other way. Is there anyone here that you think didn't go to college at all, doesn't know anything about college?
I'm going to go over to Veronica with that one, Dalton.
Really? And why is that?
I don't know. It just seems like she worries too much about her hair and not enough on, like, facts and figures.
Matt, why don't you pick our next category there?
Sure. Let's go with hobbies.
Hobbies, okay. In sailing, a watercraft made up of two connected hulls is called what? Robin.
A catamaran.
A catamaran is correct, Robin. Very good. All right, as we head into our first break, Matt is in the lead with $1,934. There's only 2 questions left before someone gets the axe. Who's about to get pink slipped and lose their shot at $100 grand? We'll find out right after this on Paycheck. All right, welcome back. It is about time to lay off the employee in the lowest position. I'm going to walk right over here for a second. Veronica?
Yes.
I'm concerned. I'm slightly concerned. I'm looking up on the board, not seeing any points. Scott's over there saying you didn't go to college. Not very chivalrous at all, Scott. Eye of the tiger. Okay?
I'm gonna do mine.
Get in there. You going to do it?
I will.
All right. Okay, we got 2 questions left. So please show me something, Veronica. Show me anything. Let's get you in the game. When we left off, Robin had control of the board. 2 topics are left. Robin, what do you want to do?
Food, please.
The wine known as Shiraz derives its name from an ancient city in what Middle Eastern country? Scott.
Egypt?
Egypt is incorrect. It's Iran.
Oh.
Scott. Now who's the one that didn't go to college? Me. All right, well, Scott, give us a little clue about yourself.
All right. Before my current occupation, I worked as a tour guide in an interactive safety learning center.
Okay. Barbara, what do you make of that?
I'm trying to think of what he would do to be interactive. But you do look very safe. The tie, you know, so I can see him working with safety.
What do you
Looks secure.
Well, Barbara, what do you think that says about his salary?
I think it puts him solidly, like, in the middle.
What do you think, Matt? You agree with what Barbara's thinking, or you have your own?
I mean, that was his previous occupation, so that would lead me to believe that he's probably making more than what he was making. That didn't look like it was the most profitable of jobs, so I would imagine that I'd have to agree with Barbara. He's probably closer to the middle.
All right. And this is our last question, so I'm going to pick the category because there's only one left. And that category is products. Veronica.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. What national chain's website offers advice from the helpful hardware man? Veronica!
Staples.
Oh, Veronica. Veronica, I'm sorry, it's Ace Hardware. Ooh. Ace Hardware, Veronica. And just to add insult to injury, you've got to reveal a clue right now.
I put over 400 miles on my car every week going to work.
Veronica does a lot of traveling, and right now she's going to have to travel right out of here. Veronica, you are the first member of our unemployment line, so get the hell out of my sight. Go off with you, Veronica. That's right. Get out of here. Shoot. All right. Well, don't fret for Veronica. She won't be lonely for long, because before our next break, she'll be joined by 3 more co-workers. Okay, employees, let's move on. Questions are now worth the weekly paycheck of our next lowest earner, $962 a week, which equals $50,000 a year. Matt, can you match the person to that paycheck? Who do you think is making $50,000 a year?
I'm going to have to go with Kevin.
Really? Kevin, why do you say that?
Well, he did say earlier that he eats out a lot, so he'd have to have at least some money put away.
Just a 50 grand kind of guy, right?
I guess so.
All right. Well, here's how round 3 is going to work. You're going to use all that you've learned so far to pick the coworker you think won't be able to correctly answer the topic. If they're wrong, you'll get the $962, and they'll have to reveal a fact about themselves. But if they're right, they'll get the money, and you'll be the one revealing a fact. Currently, Barbara, Matt, and Robin are our leaders. Get yourself in the top 3, and you're still looking at a chance for a $100,000 paycheck. Otherwise, you're joining poor, lonely Veronica in unemployment. Kevin and Golda, you're tied for last place. Golda, we did draw cards backstage, and you are going to get to go first. Now let's take a look at your topic. It is food. So Golda, who do you think you want to answer a question about food?
I can't pick Kevin because he eats out for every meal, so he must know a lot about food.
He had it all.
I'm going to try Scott.
Scott, let's see how you do with this question about food. If you combine bourbon, sweet vermouth, bitters, and a cherry, what beverage are you drinking?
I'm going to say an old-fashioned.
I'm going to say that you're wrong. I'm sorry, it's a Manhattan. All right, so Golda's getting the money, and Scott, the bad news continues for you because you have to reveal a fact about yourself. What's it going to be?
To apply for my current job, I scored in the top 15% of those who took a written and physical test.
Barbara, Scott doesn't know his drinks very well, although he may need a drink the way this game's going. What does that tell you?
He's not comfortable in that suit. I'm thinking a uniform.
All right, very interesting. Well, Scott, you've got control of the board, so you get to assign out our next category, and that category is headlines. Who do you think is not going to be able to answer a question about headlines?
You know, I'm going to go with...
You're looking at Veronica's face like you wanted to ask her, but she's not here anymore.
I wish she was still here.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with Robin.
Okay, why Robin?
She just seems to me that she enjoys reading a book and not a newspaper.
A book? Okay, what kind of book?
Like a romance.
A romance book.
You know, those with Fabio on the cover with a sword. And...
Scott, you're sort of picking on the women here a little bit. Are you thinking that women maybe aren't knowing and earning as much as the men?
I call Matt a nerd.
Okay, that's true. An equal opportunity offender, ladies and gentlemen. Equal opportunity. All right. Well, let's go to headlines, and Robin, let's see if you know the answer to this.
Okay.
What scientist broke the laws of physics to become the first person with a disability to float in zero gravity?
Stephen Hawking.
That is correct. Robin, pulling it out. Pulling it out. And Scott, there's a little bit of shame in your game right now, my man. Now you got to show us another clue about yourself.
Oh, great. I eat a communal lunch and dinner with my coworkers during the week.
Golda, what does that mean to you?
I'm leaning toward cop just because he had a test that was both physical and mental.
So you and Barbara are sort of thinking along the same lines here with Scott. Think somebody in a uniform. Robin, you've got control of the board, so let's go to our next category.
Right.
And it's hobbies. Who do you think is ill-equipped to answer a question about hobbies?
Kevin.
You want to go with Kevin on hobbies? Why is that?
Because he's got the lowest score, honestly.
Okay, all right. So you're thinking strategy in terms of staying in the game.
Staying in the game.
All right, Kevin, let's see how you do with this. On November 22nd, 2005, what company released the video game console called the Xbox 360?
That'd be Microsoft.
That would be correct. Very good, Kevin. You know what's coming. You got to reveal a clue about yourself since Kevin stepped up there. So what's that going to be?
I have tickets to the sold-out Rock the Bells concert featuring Rage Against the Machine.
Matt, what do you think that says about Robin?
It might lead me to believe that she's not making as much money as maybe someone else who wouldn't necessarily have time to go to a concert.
So you're thinking the active social life means she doesn't have a very active work life, is what you're saying?
Possibly. I think I'm leaning towards that right now.
All right. She doesn't have her priorities straight.
Oh, well, not necessarily.
Can I put some more words in your mouth? Okay, Kevin, well, you got that right. You get to assign the next category, and the category is school. Who do you want to take to school?
I want to take Scott to school.
Why is that?
He said he scored, in the top 15%, but I don't really know about the other 85%, so I mean, I can't really judge him against anyone.
All right, well, what do you think Scott makes then?
I think Scott is more in like the middle low.
Mid-low, all right.
I'd put him in like the 30-40 range.
All right, Scott, well, let's see if you can surprise him with this question. Recipients of a Rhodes Scholarship are awarded 2 years free study at what European university?
I'm going to say Oxford.
You are absolutely correct. Kevin, you were faced on that one, buddy. Now you're going to give us a little 411 on yourself. What's it going to be?
My job requires that I spend almost all of my workday outdoors in New York City.
Spend a lot of time outdoors. What do you think about that, Barbara?
Totally floors me because I had him as a barista. But now I'm thinking that he's an outdoor waiter, or maybe an outdoor maitre d'.
Robin, what do you think about Barbara not being able to pronounce barista? I can barely even pronounce it.
I kind of had her pegged as a Starbucks drinking kind of lady, but maybe not. Maybe
Cristal.
not. Cristal.
Straight to the Cristal.
Drinking Cristal with Snoop Dogg instead.
All right, Scott, you've got control of the board. Our next category is products. So who do you want to assign a question about products to?
I'm going to go over to Golda.
Headquartered in Darien, Connecticut, what American furniture retailer is named for a Revolutionary War leader?
William Sonoma? No.
I don't remember William Sonoma being around in the Revolutionary War, but I believe that Ethan Allen was.
Oh, that General
Ethan
William
Allen.
Sonoma? Okay.
So Scott, you're clocking some dough there. You're up to 25.59, and Golda, you're going to give us a clue right now.
I've worked with the Wu-Tang Clan and was a guest at Wyclef Jean's birthday party.
Really? Ooh. That's dangerous, man. Those guys know kung fu. You gotta.
This is one funky white lady right here.
All right, Golda, you're sitting there at $1,395. Give us the info about the Wu-Tang. Now, why don't you give us a name to go with this category? Fashion.
I'm going to go with Matt. No offense, Matt.
I think you look dandy. Let me just tell you that right now, okay? I'm just going to come right out and say it. Let's see if you can answer this question about fashion. Popular among skinheads and punks, what brand of work boot is known for its air-cushioned sole?
I'm going to have to say Carhartt.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. It's Doc Martens. Wow. All right. So unfortunately for you, Matt, that means now that you have to reveal a clue about yourself. So what are you going to tell us?
I own over 20 pairs of sneakers and get a new pair every month.
Okay, so he doesn't know the boots too well, but he knows the sneakers. What do you think about that, Robin?
I guess if he's got a sneaker budget, then maybe he's doing pretty well.
Round 3 is in the books. Unfortunately, Barbara, Kevin, and Matt, you guys are about to join Veronica in the unemployment line. But it's not all doom and gloom. You also, Rans, can still win some money through Paycheck's unemployment insurance. Robin is in the lead with 26.65, followed closely by Scott and Golda. They're all still in the running for a chance to win $100,000. When we come back, it's a full-on wage war for our 3 employees. They're about to take on some bitter former co-workers forced into early retirement. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Paycheck. We're here with our top 3 players, Robin, Scott, and Golda. All 3 of them are still fighting for a chance at a $100,000 paycheck. We're moving on to round 4, and questions will now start at the weekly paycheck of our next lowest earner, $1,269 a week, or $66,000 a year. Scott, that's a nice chunk of change. You think you can match the person to that paycheck?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, who is it?
I think that it's Matt over there.
Matt, really?
He talked about those sneakers and having like a new pair of sneakers. I feel like he works at a sneaker company making sneakers for people who wear sneakers.
That's what would happen if you worked at a sneaker company, right?
So you think these sneakers he's getting are at discount prices? Is that what you're saying?
I think he's getting them free.
Really? All right, well, here's how it's going to work, employees. We're going to give you a fact about someone in the unemployment line. Your job is to match that fact up to the former coworker. Every correct match is worth $1,269. If you're wrong, you'll not only reveal a fact, but that money is going straight to the unemployment insurance, which will be split by all those losers over there at the end of our show. That's right, it's a little paycheck payback, if you will. We'll begin with the lowest score, which right now is Golda. So, Golda, here's your first question. Which of these players paid for their college education with inheritance money? Who do you think that could be, Golda?
I'm going to go with Veronica.
Why are you going to go with Veronica?
She just has a sort of wealthy look about her.
Well, according to Scott, Veronica didn't even go to college. So, let's find out if you're right. Veronica, is that a fact?
That is not true.
Oh. Golda, I'm so sorry. That means that the money is going over to the unemployment insurance.
Yes, woo!
swanky inheritance. Who was it?
Fortunately, it was me.
It was Matt. Over there. Okay, well, very good. Unfortunately, Golda, not only do they get the money, but you now have to reveal a clue about yourself.
I avoid taking cabs at all costs unless I'm drop dead exhausted or it's very late at night.
She doesn't like cabs. Robin, you're nodding your head. Does that tell you anything about Golda and maybe what she makes and her lifestyle?
Yeah, it sounds like she's on a bit of a budget.
She's got to count her pennies a little bit, you think?
A little bit, yeah. Apparently she works in music, so I know that doesn't really pay that well in the entry level.
Really? Are you saying she's entry level?
I think
Or are
she
you
might
saying
be.
that are you saying that you're entry level because you know that it doesn't pay a lot? The possibilities of it.
I know.
All right, well, let's move on. Scott, you're up next. Who just spent $20,000 on a family member's wedding? Someone spent $20,000.
This one's easy. I'm gonna go right over to Barbara.
Why is it easy?
She seems like very matriarchal. Like she would want to do something nice for like a niece or something like that, you know?
Scott, I think you're smitten.
I'm looking for a sugar mommy, so
What does that say about how much you're making?
Well played there, Matt. All right, well, let's find out if this is a fact. Barbara, is that a fact?
Well, it is a fact that would be a nice thing to do for someone, and I did do it.
And she did do it right. That's money. You're on the money and you're in the money. Up to 38-28. Robin, it's your turn for the next question.
Okay.
And here it is. To overcome a fear of public speaking, who joined the Toastmasters Club and now participates in speaking competitions?
The Toastmasters, I'm kind of leaning towards one of the guys.
Why the guys?
Because guys generally give toasts. I'm going to go with Kevin.
You're going to go with Kevin?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's find out if you're right. Kevin, are you a Toastmaster? Is
Come
that
on,
a fact?
Kevin.
Well, I like to eat toast. But I am no Toastmaster.
Yes. Sorry, Robin. More money into the unemployment insurance. Let's find out who the real Toastmaster over there is. Who is it?
I am the Toastmaster. No way. Yes way.
Barbara is the Toastmaster.
The wedding should have given it away.
Never said a word.
All right, Robin, well, I'm not done with you yet because you know it's coming. You know it's coming. You got to reveal a fact about yourself to your fellow coworkers, and what might that fact be?
I'm usually hard at work while most people are sound asleep.
Hard at work while most people are sound asleep. Scott, she's working some funky hours there. What does that tell you about what she might be doing and how much she might be making?
I'm thinking that she does something nightlife. She has the nightlife look, so I'm thinking like a bartender.
All right. Now, guys, it's time to raise the stakes. Our next three questions are going to be worth the weekly paycheck of our next lowest earner. We're up to $1,596 a week, or $83,000 a year.
Nice.
Golda, can you match the person to that paycheck at $83,000?
Matt, I think.
Matt. Really? Why Matt?
I feel like he has some discretionary income for his sneakers. 83,000 could be his.
All right, Golda, well, it's your turn to answer our first question now, so let's go to it. Who has painted the nails and done the hair of corpses in their family's funeral home?
Again, I'm going to go with Veronica. And my reason is her reaction was that of an extreme level of disgust, which indicates to me that she's overcompensating. And she seems like she would know about hair and nails, and so I would go with Veronica.
You think she would know about hair and nails?
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
Well, someone's seeing dead people, and Golda's seeing Veronica. Let's find out if she's right. Veronica, is that a fact?
Golda, I'm going to have to let you know that that is true.
Well played. Well played. All right, let's move on to you, Robin. You've got the next question, and your question is this. Who hates buying gas so much that they recently bought a Prius?
Veronica said before that she drives like 400 miles a day or something like that for work. if she worked in her family's funeral home, maybe she's still in the family business. Maybe she drives dead bodies around.
Driving dead people. She's hanging out with the cool ones.
I mean, a lot. You have to go pick them up, bring them back, drive them to wherever they do.
Wherever they tell you to go? Wherever they say, take a left here on Fullerton?
Well, yeah. I mean, people die far away sometimes. You have to go get them. You got to drive a lot for that.
How much do you think something like that might pay her then?
I think that she'd be doing pretty well because she'd be part of the family business. Although I don't know if you can drive dead bodies in a Prius.
Okay. Might be a little cramped.
I just thought about that. Maybe
Might be
that's
a
not.
little
I
cramped.
don't know.
All right, so who are you thinking then?
Well, I'm going to go with Veronica either way.
Veronica, do you have a Prius? Is that a fact?
Well, I do drive a lot, so yes, I do have a Prius.
Yes.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Very good, Robin. That puts you into the lead with $4,261. Someone is going to be going over to unemployment. Scott, let's get to your last question. Who worked their way through college by dressing as Barney the dinosaur at children's birthday parties?
I know it's not Matt because he had that inheritance that we heard about. Veronica, she had all that money from all the dead folk. Barbara, I don't think she needs the money. She's good. I'm going to go with Kevin. He's tall. He's got the hair up there just to fit in the costume. You know? He's outside a lot. Dinosaurs spend a lot of time outside. I'm going to go with Kevin.
All right. Let's find out if your instincts are correct. Kevin, Barney the dinosaur, someone was working as him. Was it you? Is that a fact?
Well, I love you, and you love me, and we'll make a happy family. Yeah, it was me. It was me.
I think he sort of ruins the suspense when you start busting out Barney lyrics, if you know the lyrics. Very well done, Scott. That puts you into the lead at 5,424. And that's our last question. So unfortunately, Golda, you know what that means? It's off to unemployment for you. Take that long walk of shame, Missy, all right? It's all right, but the silver lining, Golda, is that you'll get to share in the unemployment insurance, which is now standing at $2,538. Two contestants begin, but only one ends with a chance at that $100,000 paycheck. Who's going to be? We'll find out. Come right back. Welcome back. One of our two employees has the opportunity to leave here today with a $100,000 paycheck. You like that, don't you, Scott? Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, right? All right, well, questions are now worth the weekly paycheck of our second highest earner, $1,923 a week, or $100,000 a year. Not bad. Robin, do you think you can match the person to that paycheck at $100,000 a year? You're not even looking over at Scott. Not even a glance. Not even a cursory glance.
I kind of think it might be Veronica, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Veronica?
Because, I mean, she's kind of on the casual side today, but she looks like she's well together. You know, she's got her hair done nicely.
Okay, well, if that's the case, let me ask you, Scott. Yes. Who do you think is making our top salary?
I'm going to go with Sugar Mama, Barbara, right over here.
Oh, man. Now you're just begging, Scott. Why Barbara?
She seems like she knows a lot. She seems very well put together. She's the oldest out of all of us here. And I figure that she's had a lot of work experience.
Watch it.
No, work experience and life experience, and that will help you make a big salary.
Scott and Robin, I'm going to ask each of you questions about the players in our unemployment line, whose insurance is at $2,538. To make things even sweeter, I'll give you a visual clue for every question. But I'm also going to prove what a bastard I can be by deducting that amount for every incorrect answer. And remember, if you answer incorrectly, you'll have to reveal a fact, and that money is going straight over into the unemployment insurance. Robin, you're in second place, so you've got the first question, and here it is. Please take a look at this clue. Which of our contestants loves to get a pedicure every month because their feet look horrible from standing all day. And who do you think it is, Robin?
Veronica drives all the time.
Okay.
Maybe one of the guys, isn't it? I don't know. I don't think it's Barbara. No offense. I can't see your feet, though. I'm going to go... Oh, God. I'm going to go with Golda.
It's process of elimination.
Yeah.
Let's find out if you're right with the pedicure. Golda, is that a fact?
I'd love to help you out, and I should maybe get a pedicure, but I don't get a pedicure every month.
Oh. I'm sorry, Robin. That means the money goes over into the unemployment insurance. Let's see who is getting those pedicures. Who is it?
Sorry, you were defeated.
He's working outdoors all the time. People working outdoors usually on their
On
feet.
my feet a lot, so, you know, I like to
Right.
get a pedicure, making sure they're okay.
So unfortunately, Robin, what that also means is you have to reveal another little something something about yourself.
I always send my laundry out and get it delivered when it's done.
Scott, you've got the next question here, so let's see if you can do a little better than Robin, and why don't you take a look at the clue right now. Who had a spot as a White House intern but lost it due to the Monica Lewinsky scandal? I'm a little frightened giving you this question with your take on this, Scott, but let's hear it.
I don't think that Matt or Kevin, I don't think there would be any fear of hanky-panky going on with them and the president. I'm going to say Golda.
Really? And why are you going to say Golda?
She seems like she'd be good at, like, office work.
All right. From Wu-Tang to Bill Clinton, getting a little funky together. We'll find out. Golda, is that a fact?
Well, I was a Bill Clinton supporter, but that's not the case.
Oh,
I didn't.
Scott. More money for the unemployment insurance. They seem pretty happy about that. Well, let's find out. Who was that because of Monica Lewinsky couldn't intern?
That was me.
Veronica.
No female interns.
Robin, does that tell you anything more about Veronica that you didn't know beforehand at all?
Well, yeah, she's into politics in some way, or at least a job that would get her working in the White House. And that also means she went to college, Scott.
Quit while you're behind. Okay, so Scott, you got to tell us another clue.
I am the proud owner of a fully paid-off Honda Accord. Yes.
Well, Robin, what does that tell you that he's so proud about his Honda Accord?
I don't know, maybe he's got some sweet rims on it. Who knows?
Is that a pimped out ride?
Cup holders.
All right. Cup holders, really?
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Robin, the next question's for you. Take a look at the clue. Who has read tarot cards for hundreds of people since the age of 15 and often feels telepathic?
Veronica's got the tie-dye rockin'. I could see any of the girls, really. I'm gonna go again with Golda.
Golda, is that a fact? Did you read tarot cards?
I do love tarot cards, and that is true.
Yes!
Finally!
Thank you.
I do have to say, if you were really telepathic, Golda, I think you would have done a little better in this game. So, just saying, you're over there, we're over here. Mind meld. Okay, Scott, well, you knew it was going to come down to this. The very last question. The good news is, it's for you. The bad news is, if you miss it, you're heading over there to unemployment. You ready?
Let's just do it.
You just want to get to it, man. All right, let's end the suspense. Take a look at the clue right here. With perhaps too much free time, who is ranked in the top 100 for Nintendo's Mario Kart 64 scoring?
I'm looking at the women, and I think I'm just going to rule all of them out. I'm liking Kevin because he kind of looks like one of the characters in there. Like the hair. The hair, yeah, see, look. But then I have to come back to Matt. He got that inheritance, which I keep thinking about. I'm just going to go with Matt.
Here's the deal, Scott. If you're right, you're staying alive. If not, you are moving over to unemployment insurance. Matt, is that a fact?
Well, I did used to play a lot of Nintendo when I was a kid. But you're lucky, you're right.
Oh! tonight's winner. You are moving on. Robin, unfortunately, that means you're going to have to join the unemployment line. Get over there. The good news is you'll be splitting $6,384 of unemployment insurance, and that means $1,064 each. That's not too shabby. Think you can match the people to their paychecks? Prove it by logging on to bravotv.com right now. If you match them all, you could win $5,000 and never have to leave your living room. Scott, you're tonight's winner with $5,424. Let's now take a look at what our top earner makes. $3,750. That translates to $195,000 a year. Scott, it's time to match the people to the paychecks. Now, the good news is, just because I like you, I'm going to give you the first one for absolutely free. But the bad news is, my friend, it's your own. What I want you to do is tell us what you do and what you make.
I'm a firefighter in New York City, and I make $50,000.
Oh, firefighter. So let's take that amount off the board, $50,000. We're going to remove that, and that's going to leave 6 people and 6 salaries. But before you assign those out, Scott, let's recap what we've learned. Let's start right here with Robin. She works funky hours. She wants to go see Rage Against the Machine. She's been hanging out in Barcelona a little bit. Move on next to Golda. She fancies herself a psychic. She's worked with the Wu-Tang Clan, and she doesn't like cabs. Next we have your sugar mama, Barbara. She likes the Snoop D-O double G. She spent $20,000 on a family member's wedding, and she's a Toastmaster. And Kevin, he works outside, he enjoys a good pedicure, and has been known to dress up like a large purple dinosaur. Veronica, she saw dead people, she didn't get to see Bill Clinton, and she drives a Prius, and she drives it a whole heck of a lot. And finally, Matt loves sneakers. He paid for college with a cushy inheritance, and he plays obsolete video games. Very interesting. It is your moment of truth. Who makes what? Let's match up some people with some paychecks, and tell me where you want to start.
Okay, I'm going to start at $195,000 a year.
All right, well, who makes $195,000 a year?
I'm going to go over to Golda. I just think it's Golda.
Golda. So let's put that up right above her right there.
I'm just going to go right down the line, $100,000 a year. I'm going to say Barbara.
Barbara, okay. Your sugar mama, you're just hoping that she makes at least $100,000 a year.
It's just the feeling I have. Barbara, I feel we had a connection through the whole show.
You got a love connection, man.
I feel like you've been shooting me these vibes of I make a lot of money, you know?
Let's put it right above Barbara, $100,000, and you said you want to go down the line, so that means 83's next.
Veronica on this one.
Veronica, all right. A lot of people were thinking maybe she was on the lower end beforehand, but you're giving her $83,000. Why is that?
The whole interning at the White House thing kind of revealed that she's smart and she's a go-getter. I think she's a rep for something, driving all those miles, and they make pretty good money.
And now we're down to 66.
I'm going to say Kevin.
What made you put Kevin there, Scott?
He works a lot. I don't know what he does, but he works a lot of hours, and he's a hard worker, so I say 66.
And who's making $33,000, Scott?
I'm going to give that to Robin.
What made you put her at $33,000, Scott?
I still think that she's works in the nightlife, maybe at a club or a bar. Maybe she's a promoter.
So Matt's getting $22,500. Why'd you put him down there?
I figured he can have like a cool job that doesn't pay a lot of money and still be all right with all that inheritance money.
We've now matched 6 people up to 6 paychecks. Scott, are you ready to see if you've won $100,000?
Yes.
All right, well, that would just be too damn easy, my friend. We're going to make you wait. Don't go away. We might just have a $100,000 winner right here on Paycheck. We'll be right back and find out. Welcome back. Scott is our winner with a total of $5,424. Scott, though, you're about to see if you can add a whole lot more if you have matched the people to the paychecks. Now, your first correct match will add $2,000 to your total. But if you go for it and you haven't matched anyone at all, you'll leave here with nothing, nada, nil, zip. Do you want to go on and see if you can get an extra $2,000, or do you want to quit right now?
I want to go for the $100,000.
All right. Matt, $22,500. Is that your paycheck?
You know, 22.5 isn't that much to live on these days, but I do it. That is my paycheck.
That is good. Matt, what do you do for a living?
I'm a production manager for Nike.
Oh, nice. So that's where he gets those sneakers. All right. You are now up to $7,424. You can quit now, but if you continue, I'll give you $4,000 for another match. No more matches, and you're back down to 0. What do you want to do?
I want to keep going.
Let's go over to Robin. $33,000 a year. Is that your paycheck?
Believe it or not, Scott, that is my paycheck.
Oh, Scott's on the money again. Robin, did he have you pegged? What is it you do for a living?
I'm a bar manager and a bartender.
Oh, that brings you up to $11,424. Wow. You've already added $6,000 to your total. You can switch up any salaries you want. It's the last chance I'm going to give you to do it. So is there anything you want to move?
You know what? I've been thinking about this. I keep coming back to Barbara. She spent all that money on a relative's wedding. I think she makes $195,000.
Could be wishful thinking for your sugar mama. You putting her down to 100?
That's right, 100. She gets the 100. She gets 195,000.
Okay, so there we see the switch. Let's keep going up the ladder to Kevin. $66,000. Is that your paycheck?
Yeah, it's my paycheck.
You tried to dig you out there. I've been doing that all game. You've been going for it. What do you do for $66,000 a year?
I own my own direct marketing company. I sell gift certificates to day spas and salons in New York.
If I win, I'm going to go get a day spa treatment myself.
Really? You're going to get a
Hook a brother up. I'll hook you up.
Maybe a pedicure, too?
Maybe.
Scott, you had Veronica at $83,000. Veronica, is that your paycheck?
Well, a rep is not true, but I do make $83,000.
Well, Veronica, what is it that you do now?
I'm a private tutor.
A very well-paid tutor at $83,000. And speaking of well-paid, Scott, you're up to $35,424. You come a long way, baby. This is a tough one because you are now down to a 50-50 chance. If you go for it and you've matched them all up, guess what? 100 G's are going into your pocket. But if you miss, you're leaving with absolutely nothing. What is it going to be?
I was unsure about these two, so...
This is interesting because these are the two you switched
The
up.
two I switched.
So it's either a good switch or a bad switch.
Oh, God. My mom's going to kill me. You know what? Let's go. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the $100,000.
It would only be right for Barbara to either break the good or bad news to you. Barbara, to make this man $100,000 and truly be his sugar mama,
Come on.
is that your paycheck?
I would so love to be your sugar mama, but I don't make $195.
Scott, I don't even want you to look at the board behind you right now. Barbara, obviously you make $100,000, and what is it that you do?
I also wear a uniform. I am a sergeant in the police department.
Oh, no wonder you guys had such a connection. And
It was
Golda,
there.
you do make the $195, and what is it that you do?
I'm a real estate attorney.
Scott, my man, you had a great run.
Oh, man.
You took a gamble. It didn't pay off, but you're a terrific player. I'd say better luck next time, but my friend, there's no next time for you. Well, that'll do it for us here on Paycheck, the only show that dares to ask, how much do you make? We'll be back here next week with 7 new players who will try to match the person to the paycheck. Good night.
If you like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more. And check out my Facebook page for other exciting content.